Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Corner Show powered by the Emerging India Forum, TEIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is the emerging lawyer Sagar Arora on IP, innovation, and impact. With a background in engineering and law and nearly a decade of experience in the entire spectrum of patent law practice from drafting to prosecution. His career spans across top tier firms like Remfree, Anand and Anand, while starting his journey with intense IP services, and his work empowers innovators to secure, protect, and enforce their innovations in India. In his candid conversation, we explored not just his professional insights, but also the personal experiences that shaped his journey. And we also come to know Anand as a person. And presently, he is managing associate at Anand and Anand. So, welcome, Sagar, to today's coffee conversation. And be Anand Khush and enjoy the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here and for this opportunity. And cheers. I think it's going to be great. I'm really excited for having this conversation with you and to share my thoughts and insights.
Yeah. So let me explain you. There'll be 3 rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire round. We will be in the hot seat. And here's your gift, legally
Whoa.
101, which will be autographed and sent to you. But first, you have to be witty, fun, quick, and then you will get it. So
Okay.
let's begin. Friend of mine, Amir Virani, hosted Coffee Corner, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. So my first question to you is Sagar. From engineering to law, what inspired you to pivot towards intellectual property law, especially patent, and how has your journey been till date?
Oh, I think it's a great question to start with. It's a long story actually. I would say, see, my shift from engineering to law, I think it was a mix of exploration and serendipity. So it turned out to be a blessing in disguise as I see it now and connect the dots. So basically, initially I was determined to pursue engineering after high school, but after not clearing JEE twice, I started to reconsider my path. And while exploring colleges, I came across, this course, Integrated BTech LLB, which I felt like it was a good course, but I was not sure about it. But at the same time, I was also open to kind of try out something unique, taking a different route. So after speaking with one of the learned people I knew then, who is the founder of Real Growth Securities, it's an investment banking firm. So I had a word with Mr. Rajesh Gupta, who is the founder. And so his words boosted me, my confidence. He told me, IP is booming in India and it's going to be great. It's a good course. Just, go for it. So that really helped me. So my program was basically Integrated BTech LLB, and I was learning engineering as well as law from first semester onwards. So it was not like first engineering then law. So it was a perfect blend from first semester onwards, which was a great thing. Specialization in engineering is energy technology. LLB was specialization in IPR. So that's how it began. And then I did my first internship at NTPC, which was more of a technical side. But slowly, I transitioned into techno-legal internship. My first techno-legal internship was in UREDA, Uttarakhand Renewable Energy Development Agency in Dehradun, where I first tested the waters as to how the blend of law and technical sides, play around. So then slowly, I was also studying different courses on IP law because my course was an honors course in IPR. So by then I had studied a lot of subjects like patent law, copyright law, trademark law, many other courses I had, patent litigation, evaluation, patent management, things of those kinds. So then slowly I started building up interest in IP, and I applied to several IP law firms. And I got the opportunity to work for R.K. Diwan, S. Majumdar, then KNS Partners. So while I was working at S. Majumdar, I got this really good appreciation for my work for drafting. When I was in R.K. Diwan, I was told to extend my internship At KNS Partners, I got a certificate of exemplary performance. So all these points, when I see it now, that time it was like, okay, I was feeling happy about it. But now as I see, I think it was kind of the things were shaping up, slowly, step by step during 6 years of my college. So I think through these internships, I realized, I could leverage both my technical and legal skills. And, that's when I decided to specialize in patents and pursue a career in IP law. So I think it has been a long journey for me. My course was very long, the longest one in India, I would say, 6 years.
Wow. Okay. So let's dive deep in conversation. Patent often sounds intimidating. How do you simplify the process for innovators who approach you?
I think you're quite right, because patents can seem complex, especially for innovators who are new to the process. However, I focus on breaking it down into manageable, transparent steps to make it as simple and clear as possible for them. So broadly, during the life cycle of a patent, we can broadly divide it into three key stages. So first stage would be the drafting and filing of the application. Second stage, we could say prosecution, which may include a third-party representation, or you could say an opposition. And third is grant and maintenance. So, to start with, regarding the drafting and filing, basically I simplify the process by providing any innovator or company that approach me with an invention disclosure form. So this form is structured with straightforward questions to help them describe the innovation or invention. For example, questions may ask about the core features of the invention, the problem it solves, and whether any diagrams or flowcharts are available. This gives an initial understanding of the invention. So once I have that information, generally I schedule a call with the inventor, try to understand any gaps, and then prepare a first draft for the client. When it gets approved, then it gets sent to the filing team, who works on formal documentation, and then we file it at the patent office at the earliest. So that's the first stage, essentially. So breaking down into simple process makes it very easier. And once you do this kind of work with an innovator or a company, then subsequently it becomes easier and easier. So second would be prosecution. Once the patent office issues an examination report, then that is notified to the client, any objections raised. So it's kind of a collaborative effort with the client. We take their inputs, we add our inputs, file a response, and then a lot of times patent proceeds to grant after filing of the response. But if there are some outstanding objections, we get a hearing notice, which is again then reported to the client. Again, the process that is followed during the FPR, it's kind of a similar way. We exchange ideas and inputs, and based on that, I represent them at the patent office, attend hearing in that case, and then subsequently, based on the discussion, submissions are filed post client's approval. So that's how we simplify the process, break it down into stages, and clients are aware, this is the activity we need to focus on, then they divide. So it becomes very easy. And then, when patent proceeds to grant, and then it gets transferred to a different team that takes care of the patent life cycle. So then the other team keeps the innovator or the company updated about any renewal requirements and those kind of things. So all that seems very complex, but it's very interesting also, because if you start looking at things, if you like it, it is no longer complex when you break it down, and it's interesting.
Wow. So my next question would be, what are the biggest challenges Indian startups face when protecting their intellectual property, especially the patents?
I think there are various challenges that startups used to face, but I would say with time it has substantially reduced also. So I think it's two sides of the same coin. But a few hurdles that still exist, as per my opinion, one is the awareness, which is the first challenge, because many startups underestimate the role of IP until it's already too late. Because IP is something that can give you a competitive edge over your competitors, and especially in the fields which are in which the innovation is happening very fast. For example, you could say EV. If you're not filing patents at the earliest, maybe someone else would file it. So sometimes startup don't realize it, that they need to take this action at the earliest. Second, I think timing. So filing early enough while managing limited resources is not easy for a lot of startups, given the funds that they have. A lot of startups are well funded, but a good number of startups are also struggling to get funds. So that is one thing. Then cost becomes an issue at times. But mainly in those cases, wherein the startup is thinking of filing their patents in multiple jurisdictions. With a lot of initiatives of the government, the fees for startups has been reduced in India. But if we talk about other jurisdiction, sometimes filing of patent application in the other jurisdiction and maintenance may not be very pocket friendly for a lot of startups who don't have funding. Lastly, I would say enforcement. For a small startup, having limited funds, even if a big player is infringing their rights, sometimes they may not feel capable enough to take necessary action. That if they would have a lot of fund, if the action that they would have taken. So that aggressive approach, sometimes could not be used by startups. So I think education and mentorship in this area are definitely improving every day. But these points remain a real hurdle for startups. I think that covers most of the things that I think startups are kind of facing these days.
Sagar, how do you balance the legal, technical, and business aspects of advising innovators?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. So I think I would say that it basically a lawyer or a patent attorney is basically a lawyer, a strategist, a counselor, a technical person, and a combination of all. So we need to see things from different lens, and we cannot see things in isolation. For example, from technical side, we need to ensure that the invention is captured completely and properly. From the legal side, we need to see that there is proper compliance of legal principles and statutory compliance. From a business perspective, we need to analyze that the innovators' objectives with regard to their business gets fulfilled with the patents that they get. So I think a holistic approach is required. And I think it comes with time and experience, especially when I deal with a lot of complex matters, which requires a lot of strategic thinking. So that's when you realize you apply your learnings from previous matters. Some matters were more technical, some were more legal, some were more strategic. In some cases, client was looking for a more business side approach. So with time, you get that experience. And collectively, at some point, you're able to apply it in a matter in a very nice way. That's when you feel, that you are coming to that kind of balance. So I think it happens with time and experience, and I keep learning it from my mentors and from the senior people I'm working with. So that they add a lot of inputs to it.
Wow. So let's go memory down the lane, Sagar. Can you share a breakthrough case or client story that stayed with you?
I think there are a lot of so I work on variety of matters, particularly related to patents, and I think I have been fortunate enough to receive appreciations from several clients for quality of my work. What I find particularly rewarding is that clients from diverse jurisdictions have valued my contribution across a wide range of matters, including providing strategic advice, opinions on contentious issues, sometimes handling complex prosecution cases, and securing grants, as well as delivering some infringement opinions. So I think collectively, with time, getting these kind of appreciations from the client really boosts your confidence. And I cannot mention one breakthrough case. I think these are series of cases and inputs and appreciation from the clients that I think that shape that have shaped me during this time.
Wow. So, Sagar, having worked with multiple top IPR firms, how would you describe the evolution of India's IP ecosystem, especially for patents?
Mm, okay. I think over the last decade, uh, India's IP ecosystem has undergone a remarkable transformation, honestly. What was once primarily seen as a compliance requirement has kind of now evolved into a more strategic business asset for companies of all sizes, startups, multinationals, research institutions, or even sometimes educational institutions. There are a lot of educational institutions who are filing a lot of patents. So India is changing, and also the recognition of IP as a crucial part of innovation and growth has become a driving force in the country's economic development. Earlier, people were not aware, what a patent is. Now, anyone who is doing innovation has got some or little idea. We need to do something. We need to protect it. At least they have kind of have started having those thoughts. What we are building, we need to protect it. What if it gets stolen? What if somebody copies it? Those kind of things. And I think the key driver of this change has been the government's proactive approach, including streamlining IP processes, enhancing awareness, improving overall ease of doing business in this space. The patent office has made significant strides also. Not only by digitizing processes and improving timelines, but also by implementing stricter quality checks to ensure higher standards in patent examination. And I think judiciary also has played a very important role in this evolution with the establishment of specialized IP benches, quicker adjudication of IP related disputes, which has helped reduce backlog and improve the resolution of matters. So I think while there is still considerable room for improvement, and that should always be there, there is a room for improvement of IP awareness and enforcement and education. The shift in mindset from seeing IP as mere legal formality to recognizing its true value. So these kind of changes has been a positive change. So this evolving landscape is certainly, I think, encouraging, but I think a long way to go for India as well.
Wow. So, leadership is key in your role. How do you empower and manage team handling complex IP projects?
Oh, I think I would want to quote here from John C. Maxwell. He's an American author and orator. And he says, I think a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And I think in simple words, he has put this beautifully.
Wow.
I can relate to him. And for me, leadership is about clarity and trust. I ensure the team understands both the why and what of a matter when I'm working with them. I delegate with responsibility. I encourage collaborative problem solving and create space for younger associates to voice their fresh ideas, because a lot of time it happens that somebody come up with an innovative idea that has not been explored before, and that may be good for a complex matter, that may be good from a strategic point of view. So that is very important. So the balance of guidance and autonomy builds resilient teams. That's what I feel. And my approach is to make sure the team understands not just their task, but also the bigger context of the matter. Because when you have less experience, maybe you may be dedicated to a task, but you don't able to see the bigger picture around that case. So that is important. I try to make sure that that is explained to them properly, and that sometimes I've realized also generate a lot of interest in the younger people. They made it encourages them to think more. So I encourage independence, but also maintain open communication. So challenges are addressed early, and recognizing individual contributions, and creating an environment where learning is continuous. It helps the teams stay motivated and deliver effectively.
Wow. Okay. Now AI is everywhere. How is AI and technology impacting IP legal ecosystem in India?
Um, I think uh, AI and many other emerging fields like virtual reality, blockchain technology, Internet of Things. So all these emerging technologies are touching upon every human these days in India or overseas. None of us are untouched with these technologies, especially the kind of applications they have in our day-to-day lives these days. Tremendous application, tremendous use case in industries like medical, healthcare, to driving a car. Everywhere we have AI. So various numerous applications, and accordingly, there are a lot of challenges that it comes with. A lot of new challenges, a lot of new issues, lot of new questions. For example, if we talk about AI, it comes up with questions like ownership issues, authorship issues. What if AI itself generates or innovate? Who will be the inventor? What are the ethical concerns around it? A particular technology protected under a patent could be used in a good way, but could also be threat, could pose a cybersecurity threat also. So I think there is a long way we need to go. A lot of comprehensive legal reforms, greater use of technology-driven solution for enforcement, and collaboration between stakeholders. And a lot of things would be required in coming few years in this. But definitely, I would say that that it is actually making a lot of people, stakeholders, reformers, think about how to deal with these kind of technologies from the IP point of view. And there are a lot of developments in past few years, but a lot more developments will take place in coming decade.
Wow. So my last question for your professional journey round, Sagar, what advice would you give to non lawyers, like from engineering, other backgrounds, who want to enter the space of IPR?
I think they must stay curious. That is very important. That is the seed for learning. And IPR is an interdisciplinary domain kind of thing. So I think, for example, if I talk about a patent lawyer is a lawyer. He's an engineer. He's also a strategist. He's also a counselor at times. Advising clients on various IP issues or patent related issues. So I think one needs to stay curious and interdisciplinary, keep reading and learning. Then, coming in IPR field, it is important to continuously invest in understanding both the law as well as the technology. And lastly, and most importantly, I would say cultivate empathy, because, at the heart of IP is a creator who believes in their idea and they are entrusting you to protect it. So empathy is very important. Looking at innovators or companies' ideas as your own, you have to own it before you draft it and before you prosecute it, because that idea can become very big business later in the
Yes.
future. So owning an idea is very important for a person who is drafting it. So I think
Wow.
that particularly sums up. If one would follow these principles, he would definitely get a direction or a roadmap to kind of enter into the field and do well.
Wow. So let's go next round and understand Sagar as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
Okay. I think I would say I'm fortunate enough to have been raised in a very nurturing family. that placed great emphasis on education and integrity. The values instilled in me, basically the hard work, determination, curiosity, respect for everyone, and perseverance. These kind of values and skills, I think it's continue to steer my personal and professional journey. My unwavering resolve and never give up attitude are reflections of my father's resilience, I would say. Having faced significant setbacks, and he rebuilt uh, his personal life and professional life. And from my mother, I would say I learned the importance of kindness and respect for others. Her politeness, work ethics, unwavering support have been a constant source of inspiration for me. I think together my family, they have shaped me into the person I am today, and their example kind of remains a guiding light in my life.
Wow. Sagar, outside of work, what's your go-to stress buster?
Oh, so I would say I love music. I love to travel, and I like to read about international relations and dynamics. So talking about music, I'm a music enthusiast. I play guitar and I sing. So whenever I get an opportunity, I definitely perform. I think I've performed at all the places where I've worked so far. Whenever I've got the opportunity. So yeah, and a couple of times outside also, and many a times in the inner circle. Sometimes when there is a gathering, those kind of things. So I
Lovely.
started playing guitar when I was just joining the college. So it's a long journey for me. So I think that is one thing. Then I love traveling. I've explored a couple of places in India and abroad. And I think that definitely brings me a sense of exploration. I'm very curious, and I love to explore places. I love enjoying good food as well. So I think going to different places, trying different cuisines, uh, uh, that definitely relaxes me and calms me down. Then I would say I enjoy driving. So going on a road trips, even from going to office to my home is kind of very relaxing for me at times, despite the traffic. Traffic can be annoying at times though, but usually I would say it's relaxing for me. I enjoy driving. So I think these kind of things, keep me at ease day to day life, because these are a few things which form part of my lifestyle. I can, I perform these tasks every day, so I'm very actively involved. So that's kind of helped me create a balance between a demanding legal career, and still keeping myself at peace and focused.
Wow. So you're one of the coffee speakers. There is another coffee speaker, apna Mohammad Saqib. He's got his music band, so you should join him. I'll share
Wow,
the
wow, wow. So
yeah.
I think on that I would like to tell you a story. When I was working with Remfry and Saga, so we had this autonomous trip to Goa, and so we were staying in this wonderful hotel, and there was a gathering one fine evening, and we became aware that there are a couple of people who are interested in music and all. So we arranged the guitars and everything. We came together, four of us. Instantly, we formed the band and we performed there. And then we also did a solo performance. So
Wow.
when you are really when you like something so much, so these kind of things can happen.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Another coffee speaker, young like you. He creates his own music, a lawyer.
Wow, wow, that's great. That's great.
So what are your travel plans for 2025 in these remaining months?
Uh, uh, that's a great question. So I think this year I've already traveled to Jodhpur,
Mhm.
and then I traveled to Malaysia on my birthday in April. My sister also lives there, and
Mhm.
then in the upcoming months, maybe traveling to Sri Lanka.
Interesting.
So
Wow.
let's see. I love to
Yes.
go to new places, and whenever I get an opportunity,
Wow.
so it's great.
So let's go to your college days. Uh, Share your experience at College of Legal Studies and College of Engineering Studies, and from doing a LLM from USLLSIP University.
So basically, I pursued my BTech and LLB at UPES and completed my LLM from USLLS. So experiencing three distinct campuses during my academic journey. So I started with this Bidholi campus, which is basically nestled in a valley surrounded with mountains. Have you been to UPS? Have you seen that college? So
No, sir.
it's a beautiful place. It's in the valley. There are mountains around, and it would rain very oftenly there, and the clouds
Mhm.
would come down to the height of the buildings. So if you can imagine that kind of environment there. So very very pleasant weather. So basically, it made it an ideal setting for outdoor activities. And most of my memories that I cherish are with my friends, especially our weekly trips to Mussoorie and Rishikesh. So
Mm.
if I would have to share some experiences on the fun sides, I would like to mention maybe one or two incidents. Maybe one from my first semester and one from the last semester. So during the
Okay.
first semester, basically, there was a river going on just nearby our campus, and we kind of decided to go there, and we were enjoying near the river, taking pictures, uh, and after sometimes we realized all our clothes, phone, accessory, everything was stolen. So that was kind of came as a shock for us. It was first semester. We just joined the college. We tried to find our stuff, but we couldn't find it. So somehow we managed it. Sometimes somehow we managed to go back to the hostel. So it was a really crazy experience. And then one then I would take you back to the last semester. So me along with some of my friends, we went to Rishikesh. So it was a late night visit. It was last semester, and everyone was excited. College will finish soon and these kind of things. So we went to Rishikesh, and we went to river Ganges, and we were sitting on just near the last stair, putting our feet into the water, that kind of experience. So we were sitting there. After sometimes we were roaming around the mall road. We got tired also, and it was around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the night already. So everything was closed by then. So we wanted to take some rest. So there was this cafe. So we decided, okay, we kind of it was open from the back side, and we jumped into the cafe to take some rest. When we entered there, as a surprise, after some time, I mean, we were whispering and talking to each other. So the owner came surprisingly, switched on the light, and it was more of a one-sided conversation. We were listening to him, whatever he was saying, and it was very awkward for us, honestly. But then another thing happened. Apart from the owner of the cafe, we heard someone telling us it's okay. The owner is a nice guy. Don't worry. And we looked at each other and like who is speaking? And then we saw around and we realized couple of workers from the cafe were sleeping there because it was dark earlier. We never realized it. But the story doesn't end there because we were awkward. So we were like, okay, let's leave the cafe. So we came out of the cafe, and I started my scooty, and my friend was on his bike, and he could not start it. So I was like, yeah, start car and let's go. So he came up to me and like, I can't find the keys. I'm like, I saw the time, it was already 2 a.m. I can't find the keys. I'm like, okay, go and check inside the cafe again. Maybe you might have left it there. So he went there again inside the cafe, jumped it, couldn't find the keys. I'm like, where else could it go? Then we went to the place where we sat near that stairs. And as soon as we reached there, we realized that the stair where we were sitting has already gone inside the water because of the level rise, because of the moon effect and all. So the level of the water already risen by then. I'm like, man, this is gone. Luckily, the bike, it was not locked. The handle was not locked. And we coming from engineering background, applying our mind for a couple of minutes or maybe, 15, 20 minutes, we kind of cut the wire, tried to start it, and we were successful in it. I'm like, buddy, don't stop your bike in between because there is a forest area also. There is a stretch of 7, 8 kilometers, and you would very often you would see, tusker elephant passing from there very fast. It's one of the dangers. I'm like, don't stop the bike. We'll reach at our place and then we'll discuss it further. So that was a crazy incident. Fun also, adventurous also. During the college days, it was more with thrilling and adventurous things going on frequently. So that was it on the fun side. If I would have to talk about on a academic side, I would say my experience. So there was this moot court competition. You remember the Uttarakhand floods? So the moot court problem wasn't that, and there was a lot of things to that moot court problem. So that's where I kind of applied my techno-legal mindset, because there was a dam, there was illegal construction, so various technical and legal issues were there. So in that particular competition, out of 64 teams, we were among the top 10 teams. And the final round had to happen in the Uttarakhand High Court. Eventually, it didn't happen because of some availability issues. But that is one thing. Then I was also active in arranging events. I was part of the committee who arranged one Future Energy Leaders event. Then there was one client counseling competition in Punjab University. So me, along with one of my other friends, went there. We were kind of runner-up. So a couple of good experience I can recollect, fun as well as some experience on the competitive side. We have to win this competition, those kind of things. That kind of energy in college. So yeah, I think that kind of sums up some of my experience among many during my college days.
Wow. Okay. So if your friends will describe you in 3 words, what would it be?
Sorry?
If your friends had to describe you in 3 words, what would it be?
3 words. Wow. I think it's going to be very difficult, because the first word that I'm going to say itself would address why it's difficult to say. My friends who are in my inner circle, basically, and who know me properly, can say this. Not people who just know me on the surface. First, they would say that I'm very deep, just like my name. I am ambitious. I'm very kind and helpful. I don't know if I have to say just 3 words. I think it's done. But I think there are many more things that my friends would describe me with. There are a lot of dimensions to me, I would say, and a lot of perspectives. If I have to say a little bit more on it, if I have the permission.
No. Another question is coming up. Jab batana. Okay, which is that book or movie that has deeply influenced your mindset?
Oh, I would say, so I like to read books which are self-help, definitely, and but I would like to mention one movie here, which is Rush. Have you heard about it? It's an English movie on racing. So I think that movie is very close to me, very, very close to me, I would say. So it's about the rivalry between 2 people, James Hunt and Niki Lauda. So it's about the world championship, and 2 people of very different attitude, very different mindset and nature. James Hunt being a kind of handsome guy, go-getter, party person, impulsive, takes a lot of risks. Whereas on the other side, Niki Lauda is very calculative, very disciplined. He would just take, X% risk while he's racing. If it's more than 10%, I will not do this race, like that. But at the end of the day, both are world champions. Both of them, entirely different personality, Still, both of them are world champions. So there is not one aspect or skill of a person that made that person who he is. So that movie is an inspiration to show that you can be anything. It's a collective thing of what you are. It's what your overall personality is. It doesn't matter if you have certain skills. Maybe you're lagging in one. Maybe you're really good at one. But it's how collectively you become, how you shape up your journey is what guarantees where you lead in life. So that is very inspiring movie for me. And at the last, just before the final race, these two people are rivals of each other, hating each other to the highest level. And before the last race of the world championship, they kind of look at each other and they kind of salute before the last race. So that shows, how much they respected each other, and how much that respect, which they didn't recognize for each other, never openly said this, but that actually, pushed them mentally and physically to a level where they both were world champions at the time. So I think this movie inspires me so much, and I've watched it so many times. And I would encourage every person to watch this movie at least once.
Wow, beautiful. So
Yeah.
my last question, describe Sagar in one word.
Wow. Why you make it so much difficult for me? One word is very difficult. But if I have to say it one word, I would say deep.
Wow. Chalo, let's put in hot seat. The rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort food.
Pizza,
Your favorite color.
blue and purple also.
Patents or people.
People who innovate.
Morning person or night owl.
Uh, Night owl, but trying to balance my life more of these days.
Favorite tech invention of all time.
I think the current revolution in automobile industry and EV that is growing in India. I think that's very fascinating for me.
Dream city to live and work in.
Wow. I think many, because I've traveled to many countries. I've been to Australia, Switzerland, Norway, and I think every city has something amazing to offer. But if I would have to say one, I would say Switzerland. It's a beautiful place.
One Indian innovator you admire.
Wow, that's an. I think I would. I think it would not be right to name one person, because with time I've realized it's always a collective effort of a team that leads to invention. Even in one invention, there are multiple innovators involved. So I would say, how many companies in India have evolved, and by way of their technology, especially the Indian companies who are doing great innovation. I would not like to name a particular company, but a lot of companies and the startups who are innovating really well, even in AI industries, I would say, even in electric two-wheeler electric industry and four-wheelers, doing really great. I want to applaud them, and I would wish them to do great.
Wow. Your favorite Indian cuisine.
I'm a vegetarian, so definitely I love dal makhani.
Wow. Last one, coffee or chai during long case preparations.
I prefer chai.
Okay, let's toast.
Cheers. But today I'm having coffee because of this
Good.
coffee conversation.
Thank you. So you did well, and here's a book, Legally A 101. So let's wrap up. Sagar, your journey is a perfect blend of technology and law, reminding us that innovation isn't just about creating something new, it's also about protecting it. Your story inspires young professionals to embrace interdisciplinary careers and see law as a dynamic space where creativity and structure go hand in hand. As we wrap up this conversation, one thing is clear: the future of innovation in India is brighter with lawyers like you championing it. So, like that, there are 500 plus coffee speakers at the Coffee Con Show. Subscribe, get inspired from their personal professional journeys, and we meet with another coffee speaker to continue conversation or cup of coffee. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.